Welcome everyone to the very first episode of the C.A.L podcast. This is the very first one. I'd like my guests today to introduce themselves. Mr. LTI in the building, as well as Mr. K.Villa right next to him right there. I'd like for you gents to introduce yourselves.
Thank you very much. I go by the name Lucas, the intellectual giant. That's LTI for short. Prodigal son of wisdom. Ngomezu.
And I go by the name of K.Villa, also known as the villain, straight out of 2190, representing.
Thank you very much, gents. Okay, let's get into it, boys.
Yeah.
Very first question, the big hairy one. Why choose hip hop, boys?
Yo, bro, like, I feel like with hip hop, bro, it's just a certain thing that speaks for the, like, just music as a whole. When you think of hip hop, bro, you think of not just the genre in general, but you think of the lifestyle.
Of course.
How far the lifestyle has impacted you over the years growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
Of course, the generations would differ from there and there. You get to listen to an artist. You get to have someone speak on how they grew up to, let's say, Biggie, Tupac, Big L.
Most
But then with me, it's a thing of I grew up around, that era where we had Kendrick, Cole, your pro era, Joey Badass,
Yeah.
Earl Sweatshirt,
Gotcha.
Art Future and all that.
Yeah.
So I think with hip hop, bro, it just spoke to me. It spoke to me a lot, bro. It really spoke to me a lot because it reached a certain point where this genre is not only catering for those who want to be heard,
Yeah.
it's also catering for those who can't have their voices heard. Those who are always feeling discriminated. They constantly have to fit into a specific group. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Mr. K.Villa, why hip hop, my friend? Why hip hop?
Well, for me, growing up, I grew up in a very musical environment. So, yeah, my dad, every morning when I woke up, I used to wake up to Tupac, old school hip hop, Biggie, Eazy-E, all those OGs. So I feel like being around that environment for so long is what inspired me to make hip hop music or choose to.
Ooh, of course, yeah. No, that's lovely, boys. Thank you very much for that opening question. Now, since you all gave us a little deep dive into why you chose hip hop in that way, I'd like to get your honest opinion on what makes the difference between an artist and maybe just your average rapper, I would say. What is the distinction you would say for yourself? Maybe to make an artist, what is an artist, and maybe what separates them from a regular someone that's just coming into it, maybe a culture vulture, you would say. What is the mark? What is the mark of a genuine artist that's going to be around, that's going to give us classics, that's going to actually be in the game for a long ass time, as compared to someone who's just a culture vulture, bro? What makes the difference between the two for you?
That's actually a good question.
Yeah.
I feel like what makes the difference between the two is with the average rapper.
Yeah.
Right? With the average rapper, it's a thing of, okay, fine, I wanna get in just to get my message across, and once I get my message across, it's just done. Or
I see.
Just make a certain record,
Yeah.
and then if it just pops out on TikTok, I mean that is what it is,
I see.
As referring to the difference between what a rapper is and what a hip hop MC is.
Of course,
and
of
I feel
course,
like
yeah.
what a hip hop MC is someone who really takes the craft seriously. Who's really passionate about it to the point where he doesn't just look forward into it, just look into the inspiration of it, but he lives it. It's who he is. It's who he or she is. And with the artist, I feel like the artist kind of also caters in with, being a hip hop MC.
I see.
Because along the way, you won't just have to improve certain capabilities, let's say having to master certain flows, master certain cadences.
Yeah.
The pen pressure, everything that goes in when thinking of that one line, and you're just okay, fine, bro. How do I make the listener think this way, but at the same time confuse them into thinking that way. Because I feel like we as MCs, we as artists, we as lyricists actually have fun while doing that. It's not just to crack your head.
Yeah, of
two
course.
4 times. It's like,
yeah, got you. Lovely, bro.
Yeah, I feel like being an artist is also about like being as versatile as you can and not trying to box yourself into like one specific genre, you know, because that's what it takes nowadays in order to sustain yourself in the music industry, you know. So yeah, I feel like being versatile is very important, and a rapper, I would say, is somebody who's, just like Lucas said, who lives it, not just wants to
not in it just, you know, for the money, for the clout. Yes, and then to be out once they're good. Yeah, got you. To be living that life. Yeah, no. Super interesting. Now, I just wanted to bring it back to something that the boy said. Because I don't know. Maybe you know that. Like why MC? Like, what is the origins of that MC? I'm really confused by it. Like, where does it come from? Where does it originate from? Any idea? I mean, if you don't know, like, it's all good to not know.
I couldn't think it, because I mean, I'm a student of the game.
Yeah.
Students, we're all students.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're just trying to learn more on what's this we can digest from the concept
Of course.
being a hip hop MC.
Right, yeah.
So I feel like what I think as an MC, like I said previously, someone who actually takes
the craft seriously,
pinning their lyrics down to a certain degree where it's like, yo, bro, I'm losing my head. Like, I'm losing. You know,
I hear you.
You know, as prior to artists, like, let's say you have your capital Steez.
Right.
You have your.
That's interesting that you brought that up.
What Kendrick did.
I'll come back to that.
You know, between what's this? The back and forth diss tracks that we've been hearing recently.
Yeah.
The list goes on. It's endless.
Yeah.
And when you think of the when you think of the rawness of an MC, you kind of actually want to deep dive into the concept of rapping.
Of course, yeah.
A lot of people, for me, I feel like hip hop is a lifestyle. That lifestyle started USA,
of course,
Harlem, you know, and all that. 1976, probably around the time we had, I don't know, according to
you,
you know, to my research.
Of course,
saying maybe my research is wrong. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, disclaimer. You know,
disclaimer,
like everything is factual.
You know what I'm saying? But then, I watched a video. I heard of a video recently, and I saw this video, and this guy was speaking about how hip hop is just a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And then with being a rapper is kind of like the art of it. The art of actually putting words together.
Yeah.
Hence why we always conceptualize in the term lyricist.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah.
So when you listen to a rapper, because he said he referred to it as rap going back to the African tribe.
Yeah.
You know? And then with hip hop urbanizing that artistry.
Of course, I hear
urbanizing that artistry into like more music.
Right,
aspect.
Yeah. That's lovely, bro. Any thoughts on that, K.Villa, dog? Like, you know, because the boy, he brought up something that I did want to come back to, which is Capital Steez, like the sort of figure he was, you know, in the hip hop game, especially with bringing together, you know, ASAP Mob. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, he was a pivotal character in that formation of that group, and what ultimately happened to him. There's speculations about like what went wrong, but mostly it's like surrounded by the mental health issues that he at some point you know, the mental issues became too much for him. And so I just wanted to understand like the mental issues and being an artist, especially like a rapper, being a voice for the people, bro. Like, how have you seen that sort of mixture in the game as well? like, you know, mental states as well as being an artist, and like how the two affect each other. Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to your like mental, being an artist is very difficult because now, like, there's pressures from all around. There's people, look, let's say for instance, who are in a different career path, and like everybody is just doing well. You know, everything is coming together for them. And you in the music industry, things don't just happen like instantly. You know, or you don't have a plan on how, you know, I'm gonna do this, and at this time I'm gonna have this by this time. You know, it doesn't work like that in the music industry. There's some people out here who've been making music and they're very good at it, but they never make it. So that could be very challenging, you know, mentally. So yeah, it's not easy, I'd say, being an artist. Like you fight a lot of mental battles.
Got you. Yeah. And I'm thinking right now maybe about a figure like your Kanye West, and like, you know, the sort of figure he is in the music industry with the, you know, the tumultuous or turbulent time that he's gone through for himself. So it's like, you know, that level of genius to be able to make music in that way, and at the same time trying to balance a genuine, I would say, mental state, like how difficult that can be. And like, in your perspective, my boy, what do you think about that?
I feel like in terms of mental health, like that aspect of it from like the music standpoint of view, I feel like that, like, affecting the, you know, mental health, it goes as far as you, because there's always been that advice that we have to set out for ourselves as artists. We have to not focus on what the audience consistently expects of us. You know what I'm saying? Because initially when you focus on that, that's what's gonna affect you mentally, and you're gonna be like, oh snap. You know, when you're thinking, because like I feel like we as lyricists, we go through this thing every time where we write certain lyrics down, and we feel like if we distribute that, you know, we drop it, and we have 2 or 4 people listening to the song, and they're like, yo bro, this shit is fire, blah blah blah, especially those who support you. There's a difference between supporter and fan. So when having to distribute that to a supporter and have him listen to it, tell him what you think and all that, it'll just be like, yo, okay, this thing is dope. And you're like, okay. But in my mind, I'm like, that's not the reaction I want, bro.
Oh, I see.
That's not the reaction I want, bro. You get what I'm saying? That's not the reaction I want. I want you to tell me, like, bro, like, from what you heard.
Him to like jump off his chair, dog, after hearing you.
Dude, that
like,
sick reaction,
legit,
like,
dog,
it hit your
legit.
soul, bro. Like,
legit. And
it
I
touched
want
something much deeper.
Exactly. And I want you to have that conversation with me about, bro, there's a lot you said in this line. Discuss this with me, because there's something that I don't
that's
think.
really interesting.
You get what I'm saying? There's something that you really, really need to understand with lyrics. Is lyrics, whatever is said,
of course,
by the cute, like, that comes out of my mouth. Like, these are raw thoughts. These are naked thoughts. And hence the brand itself, my brand initially. The Radiant Child. LTI, right? The balance between the 6th and 2nd chakra. So 2nd chakra is basically the sacral, and then the 6th chakra is the human mind.
You see, now you're gonna be breaking the brains of the viewers at home. Okay. Before we get into that much depth with the chakras and all of that, I'd love to get into that, but for now, I just like you all to tell us a little bit about like how music has shaped your views like on reality. I mean, from like writing to maybe just listening to music, how that has shaped your views on like the external world now, and maybe has it sharpened your views maybe, or has it maybe created more blind spots for y'all like throughout the process? I'm gonna start with you, my boy K.Villa.
Like, music has sharpened me, bro. Like, it has educated me. You know, if I wasn't listening to hip hop, I wouldn't be as educated as I am when it comes to life, you know. Because hip hop, you know, it's all about, you know, learning and education,
No, it's
basically.
learning at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
Which is the irony of it, because our parents keep on insinuating the sound is not good for you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
irony
yeah, yeah.
of it in a way.
Not understanding that it's actually teaching so many life lessons, bro.
Yeah, bro.
There's a lot to be learned from it, you know. Yeah. So then, about on that same, topic, on that same gradient, like for you, has it sharpened like your view and reality? How much has it taught you? And like, do you think maybe it creates those blind spots maybe you might not be aware of, you know?
I feel like for me, hip hop has just built that level of, because you know what they say, curiosity kills the cat.
Of
right?
course, yeah.
So it built that sense of curiosity to kind of sort of find out, like, okay, why is this like that?
Nice.
Why is it upside down? Why is everything like this? Why is everything like that?
Like that.
You know, it doesn't necessarily kind of like indoctrinate that idea, Uti, everything is the way it is. Because I mean, when you listen to the average MC, it's like they're telling you, I don't have the answers to everything.
Oh, I see.
You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
I don't have the answers to everything.
Yeah.
Like these naked thoughts that I'm expressing, you know,
Yeah.
who's to say that 99% of what I'm saying on that track is not true? Who's to say it is, you know? And I feel like that's that aspect of hip hop that's really sharpened me the most, is like being curious.
Being curious, of course.
You know?
Of course. Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah.
No, that's lovely, bros. That's lovely. I mean, even for myself, I'm a deep hip hop fan. It's probably like one of the first genres I started listening to. So like my uncle, he used to put us on with like commercial house, your Black Coffees, your DJ. I'm forgetting the guy that made Gabriel. You know this song?
Yeah,
Gabriel. Yeah, that song. I'm forgetting the name of the DJ now. Shit.
Oh, man.
But yeah, someone's gonna remind me. Yeah, so like after that, getting into like grade 7, my friend introduces me to Eminem. I'm like, who's this crazy white guy spitting, like sounding so angry over this mic? I really like this dude. And I'm coming from like listening to your commercial house. So it hit me at that point that like there's a lot to be learned. I mean, most people would describe Slim Shady as super angry, as always like he's vile, like you shouldn't be listening to that. And I was like, that made me want to listen to him much more. Why does everyone want to stop me from listening to him? You got me. It's like there's a lot to be learned from Eminem. After that, I started listening to Logic. You see, like I love Under Pressure, bro. As an album, that is amazing stuff. Amazing stuff, bro.
I was stuck to what's this? The first mixtape he dropped.
Young Sinatra.
Before Young Sinatra. Young Broken Infamous.
Oh yes.
Broken Infamous.
Yeah.
And then Young Sinatra. And then Under Pressure. Like,
awesome.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Awesome,
Jesus, bro.
Okay, now since we are talking about like discographies, bro, I'm sure this is gonna make you arrogant, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Like, what is your favorite song that you've made up until this point, and like why?
I feel like it would have to be a recent track though.
Yeah. Did it give you that, after you made that, you're like, I'm him.
Yes,
it's over.
It did.
I'm him.
It did. And
I'm that guy.
It did, and funny enough, it was mixed and mastered by him.
Oh, yes, sir. Let's go.
Dude, Blood. I find myself listening to that every single day.
Yeah.
Like every single damn, like, I don't know, it's just me outside, just me watching the view, because I'd always watch the sunset.
Yeah.
I'd always stargaze, and whenever like that just pops out, a track that is mine is on the playlist. Playlist unexpectedly on a SoundCloud playlist that I did not even request.
Nice.
So it's like, it's good to see that level of recognition given by the streaming platform that you distribute your music.
Of course,
but at the same time, the concept of the song is what really caught my ear, which is funny because I'm the one that wrote it.
Get you, of course,
you know what I'm saying? I'm the one that wrote it. And yet I'm still fascinated by the theories that go on in my head, because at some point, and I did initiate like I did insinuate this along the end of the song where there was a poem,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
mentioned figuratively. I was like, guys, if you feel like what I say on the song
Yeah.
is not for you,
Mm,
I'm not the artist you should be listening
to.
And that's brutal honesty.
Of course, yeah.
That's brutal honesty. That's the type of honesty that
Yeah.
artists, especially hip hop artists, lack, because
course,
it's
yeah.
always them seeking for validation for whatever they have to say.
Right,
You know?
right,
So
yeah.
I feel like that right there is like, you know,
Yeah, that I'm him moment. Like,
yeah.
don't listen to me, bro. If you
Yeah.
can't stand being in this kitchen, allow me to cook alone.
Exactly.
Got you, my boy.
Yeah,
And for you, K.Villa, my boy, like, what's that one song that you made and you were like, you know, after this, they can take me now. They can take me now. Like, this one is the one.
I would say that one song is The Unsung Hero. Yeah. I released it like about 2 months ago. Yeah, I feel like that's my best song because it's real, you know, it's authentic. It's like it's me expressing the pain I went through at a certain stage in my life. You see, and that's something that's not easy to do.
Of course,
you know, because most people in these songs they just rap about, you know, just the basic shit. You know,
of course, materialistic.
pardon my language. But yeah, so I would say that song is what made me feel like, yeah.
Yeah, that was the moment right there. That was the moment. I mean, you don't have to like give us a deep dive or into like the backstory of the song, but like what got you to that point of making the song, you know? You don't have to like go really deep if you're not comfortable talking about it, but like what led up to the song?
Well, what led up to the song was the passing of my mom. So yeah, I'd say that's what made me actually want to write the song.
I see.
Yeah, it was something to her. Yeah, that's what I was.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, bro. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, as you said, you know, most people are saying that, or see, what would you say, rapping and that sort of life as being flashy, being materialistic. Like, there's genuine pain, there's genuine traumas that actually go into the writing of these bars that people listen to and take for granted. And on that note, boys, like, let's take a little break and then we'll be back right in, like, I don't know, but we'll be back.
Easy.
Welcome back, everyone. We are back. I did say that, you know, we'd be back for I don't know how long, but we are finally back. If I check, it's about what, 6 minutes that we've been gone, but we're all good now. We can continue with this lovely conversation I've been having with the hip hop artists right over here.
Yeah.
It's been going down. So now I'd like to get into something more juicy. Tell me a little bit about the Unorthodox. How it came about, why it came about, and like, what is your vision for the Unorthodox? What would you like to achieve, you know, with this musical collective? And maybe before we get into like the Unorthodox, maybe we can speak a little bit about musical collectives, you know, ranging from your Wu-Tang Clans, ASAP Mobs, the Migos, like all of that. Like, what is the culture of, you know, musical collectives in the game?
Culture of musical collectives.
Like the characteristics that come together to form something that lasts, that gives us beautiful music.
I feel like the culture of like music collectives from you know, generation to generation to generation and continues.
Of course, yeah.
I feel like it's more of trying to find out how one artist from the same city, like two artists from the same city, how good they can go on a song together. You know what I'm saying?
Most
but
definitely.
also like creating a movement for everyone to, you know, kind of like sort of fit in a way, for like you to fit in as a listener, to say, I grew up listening to these guys. That's the era I was when I grew up. As, you know, hints to us referencing Uti, yo, bro, when I grew up, I was inspired by, what's this? I was inspired by the lyricists in the Wu-Tang Clan, like let's say your Method Man,
Of course,
your thingy, Killer B,
Of course,
and all
yeah.
that. But then at the same time, you want to, I can't say, yeah, like I said, basically, it's based on that culture where you want to bring everyone together, but you don't want to like, thingy exclude
Exclude
the
anyone.
the listener. You get what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
You know. So we pass it down. We go from Mobb Deep,
Mm.
you know, and all those others to, let's say, Tribe Called Quest, The Roots, and all that.
Right,
And then
yeah.
you have Pro Era, you
Uh-huh.
have Black Hippie, you have,
Ooh,
you know, those ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
have
touched-
those ones.
touched something
Carry
special
on. You get to South Africa's culture of hip hop collectives.
Yeah. Squatter camp.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. You know,
Mhm.
what was that group that because I remember Kuli was in a collective as well, Kuli Chana
Oh, yeah?
as well.
Uh-huh. I was not aware of that.
Yeah, around the
that.
Mtswako era of hip hop.
Okay.
You know, around the
Yeah.
Mtswako era of hip hop. Then you have the unorthodox. Oh yeah, TWC.
T-Dub,
Shit, I was getting to the
Yeah,
unorthodox so
yeah.
fast I forgot about it. yeah, the way, man.
T-Dub as well, you know.
But I was TWC, the Rubber Band Gang.
Right, yeah.
You know, and then now I can get to the unorthodox. You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
now I
of
can
course.
get back to us, you know.
To us. Let's get it.
But I feel like the main group specifically that I was inspired by, that
Yeah.
we were inspired by to like, okay,
Mhm.
let's give it into Johannesburg South.
Yeah.
I feel it was one, Squatter Camp.
Uh-huh.
Two, you guys do know Stogie T was in a thingy.
Group?
Yeah, he was in a group. It's called Do Me and the Band, something like that.
Do Me and the Band.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Before he went by the name Stogie T.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Because I do remember him being known as Do Me.
Do Me.
Yeah. Then he changed it to Stogie.
So that, and then Pro Era. Yeah, Pro Era. Joey,
of course,
Flatbush Zombies,
right, yeah.
Beast
Pro
Coast.
Era was comprised of quite a lot of guys. Like it was like groups within groups that came together, you know, to form a major group. Yeah, because I also know about the underachievers as well.
Yes,
part of Pro Era.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like like groups on groups that came together to make something beautiful, right there.
And they sleep on, and when we listen to like what's this, collectives like that, I feel like the main problem is we go so deep into who's your favorite member of the crew,
of course,
and not actually what's this, seeing everyone as a unit, seeing how everybody can go together off a specific sound. Have you seen how dope what's this, the whole of Beast Coast sounds together? The Underachievers, Flatbush Zombies, just all together. That's when you realize, okay, there is a specific breed of hip hop there in that specific area, because it's from New York, West Coast, in Brooklyn. Yeah. So you see that influence mainly from Brooklyn. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we don't include the other artists, like let's say your Eric the Architect, like we were mentioning before. What else? He
just released his solo thing not too long ago, correct?
I need
Eric.
to check that out, by the way.
It was super hot fire, bro.
But then, as time went by, like the inspiration got, it grew on us even more when we saw that people were catching on to us together, because niggas knew that, yo, bro, LTI and K.Villa come from 290. They from 290. So it's very rare for artists like 290 to actually be working together. It's very
competing.
Yeah, man, it's
from the same
area.
Yeah. It's all a competition, bro. We're not seeing the value of actually making musical collectives coming together and making beautiful music, bro.
And I feel like that's like one reason why I feel certain artists be hiding. In plain sight, everyone wants to be the first to blow up out of that specific area.
Most definitely.
To see if they could keep up with the longevity of
Yeah.
actually, getting the whole community influenced by
Of course.
not just the sound,
Yeah.
but the aesthetic as well.
As well.
You get me?
As
Hence,
well.
Marcus Harvey.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm saying Marcus Harvey coming all the way from Alex.
Yeah.
And then you have him drop this album recently that he dropped. Now you know
Of
me.
course, yeah.
Bro, guys, come on. That right
Amazing.
there, I feel like the story that he's telling is initially not just spoken from himself, but like from various other individuals that you see in Alex.
Yeah.
The what's this? The urban.
Yeah. And I will not lie now, sorry to interject you.
Yeah.
Marcus Harvey is like literally the only artist I know from Alex, bro.
Bro,
He's literally the only one.
If you
I don't
think about
know any other person that's making any sort of music that's from Alex, bro.
Yeah.
Like historically, like recently, I don't know anyone except him. So it's like a big, what would you say, eye opener for people that do live
bro.
in Alex. Like you can do that.
You can,
You
bro.
can do that.
You can, bro.
You feel me?
Bro.
You can definitely do that. Yeah. So now let's take it back to the unorthodox, bro. Like.
So with the unorthodox, bro.
Yeah.
I feel as if the first time they saw the freestyle that we did was Guapanese, right? We were
Guapanese.
freestyling to the original.
Check that out.
Mick Jenkins.
That one is the one. Check that out.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
So when they saw that, they saw how lyrically we complement each other in terms of subject matter, in terms of metaphors, similes.
Yeah.
Everything just goes on as an artist. And then they put us together and they were like, nah, bro, this link up is fire.
It's fire,
link up
bro.
is gonna change something. It's gonna fuck up the game.
Right, yeah.
So I feel like that right there, just assimilating the fact that, our audience saw how well we work together. Yeah, that's what's made the unorthodox central throughout 2019 now.
Most definitely. That's lovely, bro. That's lovely. And so now, what would you like it to like achieve? I don't want to talk maybe next 5 years or whatever, but like as a long-term thing, what would you like it to be? What would you like the unorthodox to incorporate? The sort of artist that it has. Now I'm thinking maybe of a group like Odd Future, where it was collectives.
Yeah, Tyler.
Yeah, you said like it wasn't just
Frank.
Rappers and singers that came together. There was also actors, people that were good with cinematography, all of that, bro. Like really, really different minds that came together in the creative space. So would you like it to be that sort of thing as well, where it's not just close to musical artists only or exclusive to musical artists only, but if you like have a creative vision, then definitely, the unorthodox is looking, that sort of thing, Is that like the sort of vision you have for it casting maybe long term now, speaking long term?
Long term, I'd say like I'd love the unorthodox to be a media powerhouse. Yeah. So anything that has to do with media, it doesn't have to be just music related, Yeah. So whether it's acting, whether it's comedy, whatever art, as long as it's art, then I feel like that's what I want the unorthodox to be. Yeah.
That's
I
lovely.
feel like we're hearing that now with PG Lang.
Oh yes, of course.
PG Lang advertisements and everything.
Yeah.
The Converse and everything. So them also having to promote certain artists of their ventures and their stature, it just brings out the fact that they're just working not just for music as well, but just like everything.
I see.
Art and culture.
Got you. Now I've got a bit of a controversial question. It might trigger some people at home. Hopefully it does not.
Yeah.
But what I'd like to ask is maybe, do you feel like hip hop needs to be awakened by diss tracks? Is that how bad it is for hip hop at this point?
Yo, fuck.
Is that how bad it is? Because I don't know, man. Looking at the past 10 years, bro, you know, before we had this major beef between Kendrick and Drake,
Yeah.
it was the major beef we had between Eminem and MGK that really brought hip hop, you know, back into like the view of people. Before then, I feel like it was really like sleeping in a major way, not just locally but internationally as well. And now that this Drake and Kendrick hip hop, beef has happened, it sort of feels like, yeah, hip hop is alive now. But now, once Kendrick is done, what do we have now? It's a rap again. It's a rap again. So do you feel like maybe I'm being too harsh about like the hip hop scene, or do you think maybe there's factual in what I'm saying?
I feel like going to your question, when you ended that question by saying if Kendrick is done, what is there for us? You know what I'm saying? What is there for us? I feel like the problem is we choose that specific artist, and we place them on a pedestal way too much. Way too much, to the point where everything is now focused on them. And then once the beef is over, it's like the next beef that's gonna happen, you're gonna try to compare that beef to that beef and say, yo, this beef is better than that.
I see.
Not seeing it from a series of beefs that have been happening throughout the course of hip hop.
I see.
Yo, what was the concept of this beef? Why was it happening? You know? Because like, why do we have battle rap?
Of course, yeah.
Literally just being outside and being like, you know, I don't even know what the hell these.
Being aggressive, bro. Being aggro, you know, all day.
You know, those gun bars gonna bruise egos, bro. I swear. I swear, you know? Yeah, so when you're looking into the beefs that have been happening over the year, you find out that this has been not necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily say a generational curse.
Of course, yeah.
But like, it's been something between the one person who starts the beef and one who you're beefing with.
Of course.
I'm beefing with you because of this. I'm beefing with you because of that.
Yeah.
You know, why did the beef happen? What can we learn from it? Is it bigger than just hip hop beef? Or is it just like healthy competition? That's what people don't notice.
Yeah.
People don't focus on.
Of course. Yeah, you just shed a new light on it that maybe I wasn't seeing as well.
Yeah.
That usually a beef is much bigger than the two people involved or whoever is involved, you know. It's much deeper than that. And the ripple effects also are much bigger than that, you see. So yeah, bro. I mean, what's your take on it, Mr. Villa?
I feel like beefs, you know, keep things exciting, you know.
Wait, would you fabricate a beef? Just maybe if you bored, like, I don't know, bro. Maybe you even do it unconsciously, like you put someone's name down and you drop that name, but you're like, oh damn, I didn't expect it to have that sort of thing. And you didn't even look for beef, maybe.
Yeah.
You were just like, that nigga, he can come at me any day.
Yeah.
And I murder him.
I would do it if anybody wants to come at me.
Ooh, let's get it.
I'll go for it, you know.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But I feel like, beefs are like, they keep things exciting, you know. But then I also feel like we'll never know who the best rapper is out there. We'll only know who the best known rapper is. Yeah, you know. But the best rapper, I feel like we'll never ever know.
We'll never ever know. So wait, does that mean you guys don't have like a top 10? Because the way you're making it sound as if like there's no one that...
No, like, I have a top 10, right? But then...
Okay, give me your...
But they all known. Like, everybody knows them. Like, I would say Kendrick is in my top 10. J.K.L is in my top 10. You know, a lot of rappers.
Right, yeah. Do they have numbers though? Is there like a 1, 2, 3, or you just gonna keep it vague?
Nah, I'm just gonna keep it vague.
Wait, why, dog? Why? Okay, yeah. I mean, you could also throw... Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
I know this nigga right here is a Kendrick, is biased towards Kendrick for days. So he's number one, is probably K Dot number two, you know, Kung Fu Ken is number three.
Nah.
Yeah, so I know that much. Okay, so yeah, bro, I hear what you're saying. So yeah, boys, this has been a lovely conversation, and I don't want to drag it out for too long, man. But I have one last question, the final one. If there's an artist you'd love to have dinner with and talk about absolutely anything, who would it be? First question. And what is the first question you would ask? If there's any artist, it doesn't even have to be a rapper, it could be a painter, photographer, doesn't even have to be like anyone in the music industry, an actor even, because I consider them as artists as well. If there's anyone, alive or dead, alive or dead.
Okay.
And remember, what's the first question you would ask? Very first one. After all the formalities are out of the way, hi, how are you? All of that. What's the very first question you would ask that person?
So many artists.
For me, I would say it has to be Elon Musk, bro.
Musk.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, you see him as an artist?
Okay, I don't see him as an artist, but
Okay, yeah.
I see him as someone like who inspires me.
Who inspires you?
Yeah. So yeah, a visionary.
A visionary.
So the first question I'd ask him is how he makes his money, bro.
Right down to business. This guy's standing on business,
trying to
bro.
know that, dude. Everyone wants to know.
Man is standing on business, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's
for
lovely.
real.
But are you willing to accept the pain and suffering that comes with how he makes his money? You know?
Yeah.
Because knowing is one thing.
That's a very good question.
Right, yeah, you see. But yeah, I'm glad to know that, you know, Elon Musk is that person for you. Yeah, that's lovely, bro. And for you, my boy?
Damn, there's so many artists though.
Come on.
So
give
many
us
artists
one.
if you think about it. 1 minute I was thinking Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Okay.
Next minute I'm thinking Steelo.
Choose one, dog. Choose one.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Choose
K.Dot.
one,
I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying?
One, and then what's the first question you ask that person so we can follow this thing?
I'd say Basquiat, bro.
Basquiat.
I'll say Basquiat. Like, the first question I want to ask him is, how did he manage to seem so nonchalant in, like, externally, when internally he's been bottling all that anger and pain throughout his lifetime?
Yeah.
You know, because we all know how, you know, the start of those portraits, of those paintings,
Of course, yeah.
was all through, you know, interpersonal conflict.
Got you.
And that's why I feel certain artists are not really deep diving into, you know, so the intra-conflict of, you know, just how you were able to deal with intra-conflict,
Yeah.
you know, that right there would be my first question. Like, how?
Lovely. Yeah, that's a beautiful way to end the very first episode of the C.A.L podcast. Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yeah.
It's been lovely. I was with the boy Lucas, the intellectual giant, radiant child, demigod. All of these beautiful
all of the
names.
names,
Let's
bro.
get it.
All of the names.
And Mr. K.Villa, repping 2190. I myself am also repping 2190. It's been a lovely interview, a sit down. I've enjoyed it very much. Thank you very much.
And it's rap.